How's it going, Twitter? This is the response video to the poll I did earlier regarding the mark of the beast. And I'm going to read the scripture and we'll go from there. Revelation 13:16. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right. I got the one marked off for all. He causes all. This is the qualitative form of it, of all, used referring to all kinds of people, not the quantitative, which is regarding all people. Qualitative because small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, meaning it could be an orphan or a president. It could be a king or a laborer. That's the quantitative form of it being used in the scripture. Mark, number 2. The Greek word for mark, G5480, charagma, which is from the 5482 1125. It's a scratch or etching that is a stamp, a bond of servitude, or a sculpted figure, statue, a graven mark. G1125 is grapho. This is to grave, especially to write. To grave, scrape, scratch, draw letters to write. So the Greek word for mark is charagma, and it's denoting a mark, scratch or etching, especially to write. All right. The definition of a mark in our English dictionaries: a cross made in place of a signature. All right. Here's the Greek, Hebrew, and English letters. The chi and the tau. The chi is an X. The tau is a tau. Looks like a cross. Same for the Hebrew, tav. This is the Old Paleo Hebrew. The tav is a T and an X. In English, it's an X. These symbols were denoted by two cross sticks, which means marks. So for all of this, the mark, the biblical definition of a mark in this scripture is an X or a T. That's what a mark is, according to the scriptures. Now, let's go to this. Number 3, in. In their foreheads. The Greek word is epi. G1909. Epi. And it means over, upon, on, outer, etc. We're going to be looking at upon and on and outer. Epi is where we get the prefix epi for epidermis, which is the outer layer of skin. But all we need is over and upon and on. He causes them to take a mark, an X or a T, in their foreheads, upon their foreheads. All right. Who causes them to get an X or a T upon their foreheads? The beast. Mark of the beast. Who is the beast in biblical prophecy? The beast in biblical prophecy is always the Holy Roman Empire. You can Google it, look it up, research it always. The Sunday, the Holy Roman Empire is always the beast, the last beast of Daniel's vision, the most fierce kingdom of all kingdoms. which persecute the saints and have been persecuting the saints. So, what we have from the scripture, if we exegete it, the beast causes them to get an X or a cross upon their foreheads. Rome causes them to get an X on head. What's that sound like, y'all? To me, it sounds like a lot like the Ash Wednesday mark that humans, Catholics, get on Ash Wednesday, right square in the middle of their foreheads. Now, it goes deeper than that, though. There's more. The Ash Wednesday mark is an X on the foreheads of Catholics. Little do they know, because they don't usually read their Bibles at all. Nobody really does these days. So, but in the Old Testament, in Leviticus, there was, in Leviticus 16, there was a sacrifice for a goat for Yahweh and a goat for Azazel. This is also the scapegoat. All right. Azazel could mean the goat for dismissal or the goat to be sent away. It also could be Azazel, the king of the fallen angels, the chief of the fallen angels, who's Satan. But we'll take the dismissal goat for right now. The Azazel goat, which was the one goat for Yahweh, was sacrificed for Yahweh. The Azazel goat was marked with an X on his forehead, and it was driven outside the camp. Here's the camp. The Azazel goat was driven outside the camp to be thrown off a cliff alive. And that's when it was dismissed. So the Azazel goat was dismissed outside of God's presence, outside of the camp, and dismissed. There's more. I need a better spray for this marker. Catholic, the Mass, which they do on Lent. The word Mass means dismissal. Will you look at that? So, during the Mass, they put an X on the foreheads of their parishioners, and then they dismissed them. What does that sound like? That sounds exactly like the goat, the Azazel goat, getting the X on their forehead and dismissed. So, why would a supposedly Christian denomination be marking their parishioners with the mark of Azazel and dismissing them from the camp, which was a picture in the Old Testament of giving over to Satan? That's because the Catholic Church is the whore of Babylon, the Antichrist is the Pope, and the mark of the beast is the mark of Lent, which has been given out for over 1,000 years now. And the whole RFID, this is where the RFID chip propaganda comes in. All this is widely known among the Jesuits, who knew full and well they are serving the Antichrist, who is the Pope, and they are serving the beast. The Jesuits know this as a fact, so they put into theological camps, they infiltrate churches, seminaries, pulpits, everything, movies, Hollywood, and they push the idea of futurism, which says that the doctrines, the prophecies in Revelation are to be fulfilled in the future. This pushes, instead of the mark of the beast being fulfilled already and being given out to billions of people, it puts it into the future where the mark of the beast is going to come in the form of an RFID chip. But as we've seen previously, the mark of the beast is an X, and it's exegetically perfect in explaining that. And the RFID chip has to be drawn out of thin air, Jesuit propaganda to people who don't know how to read their Bibles, to deceive people and have them looking left, when in reality it's been fulfilled for a long time, people. So this is just the tip of the iceberg, quick overview for anybody trying to understand these things. And I don't know, comment below questions. Thank you.